Should you still consider Cary in 2024? I'm Allison Wojnarowski with the W Real Estate Group in Raleigh, and Cary has been Raleigh's most popular suburb for quite some time and was just named the second best place to live in the US by livability.com. But with increased popularity generally comes change. So we will look at both the pros and the cons of Cary, North Carolina as it stands in 2024. Starting with the pros. Perhaps Cary's greatest attribute is its amazing park system. With over 30 parks and 80 miles of trails, Cary prides itself in its parks offerings and variety. Cary has nature preserves, lakes to walk around and kayak in, and plenty of playgrounds for the kids. But Cary continues to add more and more parks, highlighted by the recent completion of its marquee park in downtown, called the Downtown Cary Park. This state-of-the-art park is great for the whole family, with an amazing playground, dog park, various places to eat, and beautiful scenery to enjoy. It's also building a new 20-acre park off Carpenter Fire Station Road as well as McCrimmon Parkway that will have a variety of different sports courts, including pickleball, trails, playgrounds, and more. Moving on, Cary has a great downtown that has undergone quite a bit of change as of late. Cary's downtown is rooted in history, and much of its character has remained throughout. Places like the Cary Theater, Academy Street Bistro, and the Maton Inn have been staples for quite some time and remain very popular. There has been quite a lot of development in the area as of late, adding mixed-use buildings for more apartment and condo-style living with more restaurants. But in my opinion, it provides the best of both worlds between a small-town vibe mixed with a more vibrant feel on the weekends. Now, don't expect to see hopping nightlife, but there is a lot of activity on the weekends with its great restaurants, breweries, and bars. And its unique new downtown Cary Park has drawn large crowds on the weekend, as it's one of the coolest parks around for both youth and adults. The next pro is the reason why Cary's popularity has risen off the charts: its prime location. Cary is located in arguably the best area in the Triangle, as it's right in the middle of everything. Your short drives into both downtown Raleigh, the famed Research Triangle Park, and even Durham. And you're very close to all the entertainment of Raleigh. It's also right next to both I-440 and I-540 to quickly get you just about anywhere in the Triangle. And for those going out of town, you're right off I-40 for quick access to the beach and to the mountains, and less than 20 minutes from the RDU International Airport. So as far as location goes, it doesn't get much better than Cary. Another pro of living in Cary is it provides a pretty good diversity of its food offerings to cater to a diverse population. There are plenty of Indian restaurants and even grocery stores, a variety of Asian cuisines, Mediterranean, Turkish, and so much more. It also has some of the best New York-style pizza in DeFara's Pizza Tavern, along with the more Italian-style Pizzeria Felici. This isn't to say other suburbs of Raleigh do not have a diversity in the food offerings, but you will notice the increased intention to attract those diverse restaurants and even grocery stores is in and around Cary, North Carolina. Saving arguably the best for last, Cary leads the area in having the best neighborhoods around. Cary has a great mixture of neighborhoods that provides options for a wide variety of needs. It has multiple luxury golfing communities with country clubs that set the standard for the area, and has neighborhoods that are perfect for families and those who want a sense of community. Its Lockmere neighborhood even has lake house-style homes located on its own smaller lake. One thing you will notice about Cary's neighborhoods, and really about Cary in general, is that they're beautifully landscaped and meticulously maintained. The town of Cary has high standards, and you really feel the difference when driving around town and neighborhoods. So while Cary can be on the expensive side, more on that in a bit, you will understand why and see the difference when you're visiting. All right, those are some of the main pros of living in Cary in 2024, but let's now look at some of the cons. First up, anyone who has looked into moving to Cary knows that it's expensive. With such high demand, naturally prices have increased over the years, such that it's now the most expensive suburb of Raleigh. Over the past year, Cary home prices have averaged around $675,000, with a price per square foot of around $265. There are many luxury and golf course communities in Cary that elevate those averages, but even in your typical suburban neighborhoods in Cary, they run higher in price than anywhere else in the Triangle. While there are certainly some lower priced, more affordable homes in Cary, they are typically pretty old and require quite a bit of work. Ultimately, you get what you pay for, and Cary is definitely worth the high price tag if you're willing to pay it. Sticking with the next discussion on homes, the next con is that many of the best locations within Cary do not have new construction homes. Cary is not only Raleigh's largest and most popular suburb, it's also one of the oldest. So naturally, many of its neighborhoods in the absolute prime locations have been around for quite some time and have older homes. There are new construction neighborhoods being built on the western edges of town outside I-540, which is still a good location overall, but not nearly the same as the more central locations in Cary. Now, there are some older neighborhoods that have started to see the smaller, older homes being torn down to build expensive new construction homes, and small pockets here and there of new construction streets. But that is not as common as what you see in Raleigh's North Hills and North Ridge. So if you want a newer home or a new construction community overall, you'll most likely have to look on the western edges of Cary. Moving on to the next con, many of Cary's new construction communities come with small yards. The older neighborhoods previously mentioned do many times have a third to half-acre lots that are fairly wooded in general, but anything built recently has had pretty small yards overall. On the northern side of town, most new construction communities will have a fourth of an acre size lots or even smaller, and even the new luxury communities are only slightly larger. This is different than the luxury communities of Wake Forest and Clayton, where city sewer is not always available, thus requiring larger properties to accommodate the septic fields. Next up, con number 4 is that Cary is getting pretty crowded. With the increase in demand mixed with the recent additions of many apartments, condos, and townhomes, Cary is getting pretty dense for a suburb. The popular parks and shopping centers can get pretty busy on the weekends, but the worst impact from the population surge is the traffic. The worst areas to drive in the entire Triangle area are along I-40 and I-440, in and around the Cary area. So for those in Cary wanting to use those major roadways for commuting, expect those highways to get pretty backed up during peak times. Now, like Raleigh, the traffic is nothing compared to many larger cities around the US, but relatively speaking, it's the busiest of Raleigh suburbs. And lastly, con number 5 is that Cary's best schools are typically capped. Cary has arguably the best schools in the whole area, and while this is certainly a pro, unfortunately many of those top schools have reached capacity as so many people have targeted those districts to move to. This has led to the schools becoming capped, meaning that anyone new moving into that district will be reassigned to another area school. Now you know what the school reassignment is for each area, so if you're looking to move to an area with a capped school, you'll know where you'll be assigned to, but it's still frustrating nonetheless. Luckily, there are many great charter and private options available in Cary as well if you run into this situation. Those are both the pros and the cons of living in Cary, North Carolina in 2024. I hope you enjoyed the video, and please check out our other videos on Cary's best neighborhoods. If you need any real estate assistance, our team specializes in relocation and is one of the top teams in the Triangle, and we would love to help you. I'm Allison Wojnarowski. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video.